Da,
Hvala.
nažalost, da.
Ali kao da pa čajem imam pitanje, koji jezik mene pričati? Ja radio bih govorio anglijski, nego prevodio moj srpski na vaš jezik.
Ruski, da.
Možda ruski, da?
Ne znam, mislim, ja zbog njih govorio na engleski zbog njih.
Engleski.
Ili u stvari imam u njima da prevodim kako god.
Ne, pa engleski, tak engleski. Malo odmoraj, tako.
Da, spasiba.
Ok.
Ja nisam rekao temu, to je civilizacija paštrovskog kraja ka postavljanju pitanja. Pokazat će se da je to neobično zanimljivo i neobično originalno. Izvolite.
Thank you very much. So, in modern historiography, we have to use a lot of approaches in order to describe the past. But the question still is, what we are describing the past, especially a past of local communities, for example, such small as Paštrovs are. Yep. We need it, from my point of view and from point of view of French. Oh, how it works.
Dušane.
Oh, so super. So, Julian Grach.
Use that.
Yep. And here's my question.
Okay, so you easily.
Okay. So it's Julian Grach. It's a historian from actually France, and he was not only historian but also literature creator. He created a lot of romance, etc. And as a philosopher, he stated such a question, such a problem. History has essentially become a demand that the future imposes on the present. What does it mean for us? We, as a history studies and as a researcher, we do not work for ourselves and maybe for our work, for our career, but we work for future, because our creation of these past pictures, these past events are not for us, but for people who will come after us. They will use our understanding in order to build their future, but on the base of our thoughts. So my question is, how we can describe Paštrovs in some words that could be understandable for us and for people who will come after us. For this point, I would like to suggest using methodology of Fernand Braudel. It's also a French historian who had a brilliant life. Yep, he suffered from Nazi regime. He was imprisoned, and these, Nazi idiots took his dissertation, took his paper, and then returned without any references. Very clever. Yep, it's some kind of murder of this scientific work. But still, he lived his happy life. And in his book, it's actually not a book, but a textbook for school. It's called Grammar of Civilizations, or Grammatica Civilizacji in Russian. I don't know how to say it in French. So there are 4 dimensions of regional civilization. You can see them. I will not read it loudly. But what we already know about it, on this paradigm, we see in Europe many local civilization, many regional civilization. For example, Catalonia, Basques land, etc. And Montenegro, Crna Gora, is too small on the first glance in order to divide it for more and more identities. However, we see that it's not cultural or historical question, it's a political question. Should we save this heritage of Paštrovs, of Sveti Stefan, or should we not? Should there be hotels and some park развлечения? What? Entertainment. some park for entertainment for tourists and nothing more, or should not. From my point of view, we should, of course, stop it. We should stop this process of endless building of hotels, etc. And we should concentrate on spiritual, on architecture, and on ethnical heritage of Paštrovs. What is it? The first is geography and the culture. We have actually two areas of inhabition of Paštrovs. It's a coastal area, Petrovac, Sveti Stefan, Pržno, etc. And we have mountain area, where these Paštrovs used to have cattle farming, etc. Their economy, to say so, part of the economy. The second theme is that this district, Paštrovs district, it used to have national borders until the 20th century. Before this road along the sea coast was built. Actually, Paštrovs borders are Kufin and Zavala. And without this road, this area is separated from another parts of Crna Gora. And that's why it's unique in some kind. The third thing that is connected to geography is the fact that Paštrovs always existed on a crossroad of many cultures and many religions. It's the only district or region in Montenegro where Orthodox, Catholics, Muslims, and pagans were together. Moreover, we know exactly that a lot of churches in this area are built on a base of paganic, Christianic churches, monuments, etc. And the last one, but not the least, it's a multifunctional architecture. Yep, Paštrovs will always be ready to become a warrior from scratch. You could have just your day and then come Turks, and you are in a moment, you cannot be just a cattle farmer. You become a warrior just in a moment. That's why this architecture, Paštrovs architecture, it combines a lot of elements of economy and war purposes. It's unique, of course, so cannot mention. Social relations, and I would like to say thank you because I don't know to speak a lot about this topic because of previous speakers. Thank you very much. Hvala vama puno. Za mene to bio interesantno. Actually, maybe the last point, enlightenment. It's very interesting that the first Slavic books, of course, were religious books, but they come in Montenegro through Paštrovs district. They were published in Venetia, and then they came here in Montenegro, not from Montenegro to Paštrovs, but vice versa. It's a good point. Yep, I don't know why. На нашем, на русском, хорошо, Влад. Скажу на нашем, на русском. Как? Я сейчас сказал, что, кроме всего прочего, Paštrovići – это была область, через которую в Старую Черногорию проникло в том числе и печатное слово. В Венеции напечатали первые служебные.
Это Цетине, Оксой.
Нет, первые в Венеции печатали, привозили сюда.
После
Да,
Венеции
конечно, это все прошло через Paštrovići. То есть
Paštrovići? В каком смысле?
Это
Церноевич?
Нет, если они...
Печатница?
Не печатница, сама печатная книга.
Печатная книга.
Саму первую печатную
понятно,
книгу на славянском языке напечатали в Венеции и привезли в Продолжание. Спасибо. It's also very important because we don't have any examples more where a region can be a transmitter, a culture transmitter for the whole country. It's unique. So, what's economic structure? It's not unique for Crna Gora, but payments from Venetia and from this, to say so, colonial power. Yep, it's a crucial issue for Paštrovs because it used to be real money. It's not natural products that came here, but that was real money, and they could buy everything they wanted from it. Sometimes it's not so easy to change a cheese on bullets, but actually coins are very welcomed if you want to get some bullets. Yep, that's why Paštrovs had the unique state among another Montenegrin tribes. Yep, they had this possibility, another didn't have it. So the last, but maybe the most difficult topic is mass consciousness, because we don't know how to measure it. But we have sources, historian sources, from which we know exactly that not only Paštrovs used to call themselves Paštrovs, but another people, European people, who meet people from Paštrovs, calls them Paštrovs, with no connection with their real life, with their real names. It could be Mitrović, it could be Kažinegro, but in Nepal, they became Paštrovs, all of them. Yep, people, European people, they knew and they understood that there are Montenegrin, but there are Paštrovs.
What does it mean? No individuality in this family?
No. Of course, there is,
without individuality in family.
No.
Okay.
When they come in another country, for example, you are Đelušić, tako?
Da.
Ali kao vi dolazite da pričate od Leskovi,
Sveti
Stefan. Sveti Stefan. Не treba фамилия, будет Paštrovs.
Понятно, да.
Как сейчас можно всех русских называть русскими без уточнения.
Конечно.
Да, конечно, это нормально, но это опять it proves that Paštrovs used to be unique local civilization, nothing more. Worldwide. Actually, we can. It's a joke, but only in a part of it, because we know exactly that in modern time, Paštrovs actually are living worldwide, from New York to Australia, no problem. So, thank you very much for your attention. Actually, I would like to suggest using this approach of Fernand Braudel in order to, first of all, describe and then maybe conceptualized for teaching in schools this history of Paštrovs region.
So, thank you very much for your interesting lesson, paper. Well, any question? Samo kratko ću da kažem, ovo je inače neobično zanimljivo da je naš moskovski kolega uzeo u prvi plan istraživanje jednog istorijskog, kulturološkog aspekta Paštrovića, vrlo originalno, i drugo da zapravo on polazi u osnovi je Fernand Braudel, to je vrlo originalno, je to очень originalno, kao što vi djelujete sa analogija sistema Braudela i Paštrovići, Sveti Stefan особенно. Tako da mu valja poželjeti puno uspjeha i da mu Paštrovići budu od pomoći da ova svoja istraživanja, koja ponavljam, teorijski su vrlo originalna, dovede do kraja. У меня есть один вопрос, можно по-русски, английски, как? Да.
Можно по-немецки.
Вопрос, это, вы знаете, это, конечно, знаете, Брауделова теория из это Медитерания, очень известный. Он там говорит, это microstructure with many levels of culture in one part of geography. It is Paštrović and Sveti Stefan also. But how you can identify these levels precisely? What do you think? Which levels existing in this?
Actually, I would say existed.
Yes.
Existed, not existed.
No, it's a past time.
First of all, it's
Moje pitanje je bilo, pošto Brodel inače neprekidno o Sredozemlju govori kao neprekidnom prožimanju različitih sistema, različitih kultura, onda on govori uopšte o Sredozemlju, pa onda kaže specifikum, možemo naći islam, pravoslavlje, Vizantiju, Rim i tako dalje. A ovdje je vrlo zanimljivo da na našem mikroprostoru upravo sve te dimenzije o kojima on govori u jednom širem makroaspektu Sredozemlja nalazite na ovom vrlo malom prostoru. Sada, pitanje koje se meni čini zanimljivim, kako se to može primijeniti na same Paštroviće, odnosno ako sad izdvajamo Sveti Stefan, i nije li, sad imate odnos otvorenog, open society ili open culture, je li to otvoreni sistem ili zatvoreni? Ovo o čemu mi govorimo više tendira ka zatvorenosti, a ne primanju ovoga što je karakteristika otvorenosti. Ovo za akademika Mitrovića, što je sad vrlo bitno. Vidite, ako pogledate sistem srednjevjekovne arhitekture, rane srednjevjekovne, od Studenice Dečano, onda vidite potpunu konjukciju, imate zapad, sjećate se, portali, bifore, trifore, potpuno su, ali imate fresno slikarstvo unutra koje je isključivo vizantijski model. Tako da imate, da li u kulturi Paštrovića postoji zapravo takav odnos prožimanja, što bi potvrdilo onda Brodelovu tezu ili ne? Mislim da bi to bilo pitanje koje nije nezanimljivo za kulturološke istraživanje.
Da. I not only for culture maybe research, but also for just archaeological research, because we have a lot of ruins, and we should, in order to prove your statement about different levels, we should, for example, take a home from mountain, a home from shore, and we can, how to say it, сравнить. Compare. We can compare and to describe these different levels. Now I'm not ready, actually. I need some more time.
Ovdje je samo problem što mi se čini da su Paštrovići zapravo jedan zatvoreni sistem, moglo bi se govoriti poperovski zatvorenog običaja, društva, kulture, a ne... Da li je to tako?
Ali krakovi su još kasne tipske forme. I verovatno su i Dečani i Studenica zapravo daju to prožimanje među romanske i onoga što se zatiče moralicu mesta. Čini mi se kao da je odvojeno arhitektonika i fresko
slikarstvo.
Tu je vrlo osjetljiv prostor.
Odlično, da. Hvala vam. Izvolite. Da, vama kažem. Da. Ko je? Je se neko javio? Ko? Aha.
Odlično predavanje, čestitke kolegi i moderator na ovim zanimljivim pitanjima. Ja bih možda samo, kako se čujemo, primijetio da, ne znam, ja sam možda malo skloniji da mislim da je kultura Paštrovića kroz vrijeme bila otvorenija, a manje zatvorenija, ili da budem precizniji, u nekim segmentima otvorenija, u nekim drugim zatvorenija. Recimo, zatvorenija u smislu one endogamije, tako, međusobnog uzimanja ljudi koji su uglavnom iz tog kraja, naravno iz ekonomskih razloga i nekih drugih koji su se možda odnosili na podjelu imanja, na to da ostanu poznati ljudi na jednoj teritoriji, a manje neki potencijalni sutra neprijatelji. A u nečemu što bi možda bila spontana kultura, poput preuzimanja jezičkih elemenata, kao što mi spontano kažemo neku englesku riječ, je tako, zbog nekakve globalizacije, a oni u prošlosti možda spontano, a možda bogami dijelom i diktirano, od Venecije, posle Austrije, italijanske, mletačke riječi, pa je u našem govoru, čini mi se, neki 6000 venecijanizama, odnosno romanizama evidentirano, danas ih je manje, ali kužina, odnosno kuhinja, mislim da je nešto što bi možda prije spontano se razvijalo, i u tom smislu da budu te, uslovno rečeno, granice nekako propulzivnije, slobodnije, fluidnije, nego da su čvrste. A možda u domenu religije je bila čvršća. Ne znam da li sam dao odgovor, ali ili otvorio nova pitanja. Čini mi se da smo u nečemu bili tvrđi, u nečemu manje, kao što smo i danas u stavu. Ljudi su ljudi uvijek, zavisno mnogo faktora, nema jednog odgovora, nego je možda više odgovora. Ja makar tako mislim.
I fully agree with you, first of all, and I would like to add some. Paštrovs were not closed culture, but actually it used to be, this region used to be one of alternative window for Montenegro to leave Montenegro. The first one to leave Montenegro. To leave Montenegro. Yep. For example, I remember about Cristo Kaže Negra, who used to be, to say so, pirate. Yep, pirate, but not.
But also pirate and znači bio je pirat I rađeni su još prebacivanje ljudi iz Crne Gore u napad.
Actually, from my point of view, he was a migration manager. He took Montenegro and brought them across the sea to Nepal. Yep, and Montenegrin powers, I mean metropolitan, etc. They said that they would like to start war against Paštrovs if Cristo didn't stop. Yep. And for me, it's as a historian, yep, I see this fact, I see this document, okay, that means that Paštrovs and Montenegro are not the same. They are different. But how they differ? We should work on them, on it.
Nije pitanje, možda opet neka moja observacija, pošto ja dolazim iz nekih drugih prostora. Ja bi iznala jednu smelu tvrdnju da se meni čini da su trebalo uzeti sa rezervom kada su bili zatvoreni, a kada su bili otvoreni prema nečemu. Meni se čini da su bili mnogo otvoreni kada je nešto dolazilo sa mora I iz Venecije. Možete da pogledate recimo nošnja, nameštaj po starim paštrovskim kućama I tako, tu se vidi veoma uticaj recimo Venecije. S druge strane, mislim da su bili
Ja treći god.
Isto tako bi možda trebalo napraviti paralelu, kao što ste vi gospodine Jelušiću u prethodnom izlaganju pitali šta se smatra konzervativnim. Mislim da su Paštrovići tvrdo čuvali ono njihovo za što su smatrali da je dobro, ali su u nekom smislu prosperiteta. Kada su vidjeli da je nešto lupam lepše, haljina venecijanska, oni će te prihvate. Znači, tad se nisu tvrdo držali haljine od žuke, nego su je Boga mi prihvatili. Tako da mislim da to nije jednostavno pitanje, nego više.
Da.
And we can see it in these Paštrovs homes, you know, mi to možemo vidjeti u paštrovskih kućima, tamo mi možemo to gledati. First of all, yes, and the second one, how these walls were built. It's amazing. When, for example, we see zid, zid, between two parts of, it could be one or maybe two neighbors places. It's one type. But when we see walls in houses, it's another type. And there is no ways that one person that built this house will build such a zid. No, there was two persons who built it. And one of them were actually an engineer. And as I suppose, the closest way for engineer to get to Paštrovs is to cross the sea and not the mountains. That's why, yep.
Još jedno pitanje samo. Pošto ste, profesore, si zanimali sa ovom mikroregijom Paštrovića, ima u njoj još jedna manja regija. Vlastva je kroz istoriju imala posebno status. Koliko vam je to, pogotovo u kontekstu one Radilove klasifikacije I svih okolnosti koje utiču na jednu promjenu, razvoj toga. Koliko vam je bilo zanimljivo to što je Petrovac u svemu tome kao autonomiji u odnosu na tako malo Paštrovića?
А я вот тут не до конца понял вопрос.
Он хочет сказать, власть, которая в Петровце, имеет ли какую особенность в этом системе паштровской?
Yep. Of course. Of course. Petrovac или Kastalastva Yep, it's maybe what it's also a question to be discussed. Yep, we don't know actually the story about Stefan Uroš, Stefan, yep, who, where we firstly met these Paštrovs, and actually we didn't know where this last one was. Yep, was it in mountains or here? Yep, but we know exactly that this part of region, it's a part of Middle Age history. Yep, when Serbs had their kingdom and when Serbs were in power here, of course, these tsars, these kings, they needed a fortress, tvrđava na obali. I u Paštrovići, Kastvalastvo, to bio ne kao ne paštrovska tvrđava, ali tvrđava kralji Srbiji u Paštrovići. Razumijete?